Well, hello indie people, how are you doing? And welcome to day 5 of World Autism Awareness Week. I know I'm looking very businesslike, but it's important for today's topic. Autism in the workplace. So what I'm going to talk about today is my personal experiences with the world of work, talk about skills and attributes that us as autistics can actually bring to employers, but also stick around till the end of the video because I'm going to give you guys some tips on how to look for work, some strategies to cope with interviews, and also some strategies while you're in work as well. And of course, if you want to learn more about autism, then consider subscribing down below, hitting the notification bell, and if you've missed any of my World Autism Awareness Week videos, then don't worry, there's a playlist at the top of the description. Right, let's get straight on with this video. I've worked in 3 places. The first job that I ever had was at a fast food restaurant. So I was giving food to customers, preparing food, you know, that sort of thing. However, now I am an apprentice working in administration. I've been with my current employer since 2016, the September of 2016. So I've been there for about 18 months or so. Also during that time, I was actually asked to go to a different team for a period of a few weeks. Now, being on the autistic spectrum, the world of work is a scary place. There's no denying it. Often it's very fast paced, you have to multitask, you've got to talk to people, you know, in the workplace and externally. You know, it's a lot for one person to take on. Doesn't matter if you're autistic or not. If you're joining a company, it's very, very hard, I think. The company that I'm with now, I automatically told them, you know, I'm on the spectrum, I have difficulties in this, in this, in this area. Would you be able to help me? And they've been so accommodating. I must admit, they have been incredibly kind to me. They've been really helpful. You know, I personally feel that my skills and my attributes as an autistic person have allowed me to excel in my workplace. And I think a lot of us on the spectrum have similar attributes, if not more. These skills and attributes are ones that I've come up with personally, but if you know any more or you feel that you contribute something more to an organisation, just let me know down below. Okay, so the first attribute is attention to detail. Now, I am very pedantic when it comes to work. Basically, I can look at a document, point out all of the spelling mistakes, point out grammatical errors, point out missing bits of information. It just drives me insane. I feel I have a bit of OCD when it comes to attention to detail because I like things to be well organised and thorough. And this is something that employers are constantly looking for, you know, people who are attentive to detail, attentive to their work, who like process, you know, who notice mistakes, even if it's the smallest of mistakes, and also trying to correct mistakes as well. Now, I've mentioned OCD and my kind of OCD tendencies when it comes to detail, but I feel a lot of us on the spectrum have some obsessive tendencies. Now, what I mean by this is that we get so focused and so single-minded into one thing. You know, we have to know everything about this one thing. Myself included, you know, I am obsessed with the way that things work and how things are connected. It is obsessive, I will admit this. However, this is a good thing because employers can see that you are a person that's passionate about knowing the business and knowing where information goes. Also, another thing that I feel that I'm good at, and autistics in general are good at, is thinking outside the box, coming up with ideas that are creative and innovative. I think this is just because we don't have a typical way of thinking. And the last skill and attribute that I have is being determined and dedicated. Now, I consider myself to be a very driven person, very determined, dedicated to everything that I do. I get this impression sometimes that people think that I can't do things just because I'm on the spectrum, but that's just not the case. You know, I can do things, I'm determined to do the best that I can to the best of my ability, and I feel that a lot of us on the spectrum have this key attribute that employers are constantly looking for. You know, people who are determined to do the best that they can, people who are dedicated people to the work that they do. So those are the skills and attributes that I think autistics can bring to the workplace. But of course, like I say, I would love to know what you think of these skills and attributes down below in those comments. Now, when it comes to looking for work, I'm currently in the process of finding a new job because my placement's coming to an end soon, so I've been looking for jobs everywhere and going to interviews, etc. So really I just wanted to give my hints and advice around looking for work and while you're in work. So when you're looking for work, one of the things that I like to do is obviously search online for a job that you're looking for, print out an advert, highlight the duties and the attributes that they are looking for that I know that I have. So when it comes to actually applying for the job, I can amend the CV slightly so it fits the job description. Also, this works for application forms as well. I must say I hate application forms. I find them very confusing and very long-winded. So say you've applied for the job and you've got an interview, you have to prepare for the interview. Now what I like to do is look through the job description, have a look at some questions online of what they may ask you and try to get someone to ask you those questions just to see how you respond. So one of the things I like to do in interviews is take in prompts. So this can be a set example for a particular question, writing down my experience, and also questions that I would like to ask the interviewer as well. And also if your mind goes blank, it's a good way of restarting the conversation as well. The last tip in terms of interviews is if you're registered disabled or you have a disability, autism or a learning disability, anything like that, which comes under the Equality Act 2010 in the UK, you can actually request a reasonable adjustment. Adjustments are there so you have the same opportunity as someone else who may not have a disability or autism or something like that. So you're both on a level playing field, and it's something that I would really recommend if you're on the spectrum or you have a disability and you feel that you can't cope in a normal interview situation. So potentially you could ask for extra time to answer questions, or if you have a question that's in 3 parts, for example, you can have it broken down into single questions. The companies are within their rights to say no if it's not doable or if there is a significant cost, but they still have to read your adjustment and give a response as to why they can't provide that for you. Okay, so what happens when you're actually in a job? You know, you've applied for a job, you've got the interview, you've passed the interview, you're ready to start work. So like I said in the beginning of the video, I said to my employer, you know, I have autism, and we actually talked about strategies that could help me into the workplace. So one of the things I said was, I'm not very comfortable with new environments and I like to know what I'm doing in stages. So I like to do one task and know what I'm doing with it and then slowly progress through there. And because my employer has actually done this, I have actually managed to thrive in the company that I'm with. I mean, I got Apprentice of the Year with my company, which is absolutely amazing considering that I couldn't talk to people on the phone. I really struggled in the beginning with the working environment because it is fast paced. But the fact that I said I had autism and we actually discussed things that could help me, I feel I've become a real asset to the company that I am with. You know, depending on your circumstances and how you personally feel about your condition or your disability, it is your choice whether to disclose it, but honestly, it is really beneficial, I feel, because it helps you in the workplace, and I just think it's important. And with that, guys, that is actually the end of the video. Thank you so much for joining me for the 5th day of World Autism Awareness Week. I really hope that this video has been interesting. You've learned something a little bit more about me and the way that I personally like to work, and I hope that the hints and tips at the end of the video will help you find a job, help you at interview, and also help you in your actual workplace. But guys, if you have any questions for me about this video, you know, you need something explaining a little bit more in depth, just let me know down below and hopefully I'll be able to answer your question. And for now, guys, if you enjoyed this video, then please give it a thumbs up, subscribe down below if you're brand new. Stay you, stay indie. I hope you have a really good day and I will see you all in tomorrow's video. See you later, guys.